Bro, what was that ending, yo? Like, what was that ending? Oh my God. That might right now be the biggest cliffhanger in Danmachi, of the anime, like, by a long shot. That ending, man. Bell literally might have just made the worst decision in his entire life. Oh my goodness. Bruh, this was the best episode of season 3. This was the best episode of season 3. And that cliffhanger, man, caps it, bro. Anyways, this is Camper15, back at it with another video for you guys. Obviously, you're seeing in my background, this is not the typical place where I record at. Currently, I'm at my grandpa's house, waiting on a package to be delivered. No, sadly, is not the PS5, even though I wasted my entire day yesterday trying to get me one because it was the launch day thanks to Walmart, and I was literally this close the last night they posted stockings of PS5s. Now I'm praying that Black Friday comes and, luck of fortune, because my birthday is coming up the day before Black Friday. But anyways, this is Danmachi Season 3, Episode 7. Now, let's get talking to this because, man, this was insane. So, where we last left off, obviously, Bell, in order to take down the curse, has to stop Dix. So, they eventually start duking it out, but Dix actually has the upper hand on Bell and stuff like that. Now, Dix makes a mention saying that his status does take a drop because of the curse. So, anyways, Bell and him are clashing, and Bell gets cut with his Dix's staff. And Dix says the staff has a curse as well. So objects can now have curses. Apparently, it seems like the thing is Bell can't use potions or magic to essentially heal the cut and wound, even though they somewhat retcon the thing. But I think it's also because Dix turned off his curse later in that episode. But yeah, it seemed like, it keeps him from bleeding essentially and stuff like that. Now we cut back to the Ganesha Familia that are still down in the levels. Essentially, it seems like they've detained every monster except Ray, but then these other monsters come in and then get pushed away. And the next thing you know, the big Minotaur-looking monster frickin' shows up and essentially wrecks them all. Now, Dix, essentially, he's talking crazy to Bell and stuff like that, and essentially, he's saying that members or family members with the blood of Daedalus, their blood essentially orders them to complete the labyrinth, whatever. It's kind of like an addiction, a drug essentially, and stuff like that. And Dix goes on to mention I tried alcohol, I tried drugs, I tried everything to, get rid of this freaking lust for completing this damn dungeon and stuff like this, or this labyrinth. But then that's when I found out that torturing these talking monsters, man, it makes me quell myself. It makes me feel really freaking good. And you just see him do all this talking and you're like, bruh, this guy is fucking crazy. Because all this dude is doing is he's torturing all these monsters just for the fun of it, just to quell his urges, essentially, of building this labyrinth, instead of finding some other way to quell the urges and stuff like that. We cut back to the battle scene. The other Ganesha families, they've been beat up like to Kingdom Come. Aisha, Ryu, and Asvi, they're all beat up. Ryu tries to confront the Minotaur-looking monster, but she actually gets freaking beat. And before, it looks like the Minotaur's gonna use his axe and kill her. What is it? There's this howling noise that calls the Minotaur, and he kind of goes away. So Ryu is pretty lucky that she didn't end up kicking the bucket there. Now, this is when Dix is you say all this stuff he says the stuff about you say all this stuff about, how monsters are essentially, these talking monsters are the same like us. And he's like, oh, would you care to see that little Vivier or something like that? So Belle walks to this dungeon area, and obviously it's the same room where Ween is kind of tied up. And what Dix does is like, I wonder what happens if, I take off this little crystal off her forehead. And Ween is like, if you take this off, I will lose all sense of myself and stuff like that. And the dick he is, Dix rips off the crystal right before Belle gets there. And essentially she goes on a rampage, and she essentially transforms into like a dragon serpent type of thing. And she essentially is a crazed beast. She's attacking Belle and everything. Now, Belle, he's getting back up and he's trying to calm her down and stuff like that. The point it gets to part where she kind of stabs her claws into Belle's shoulder, which, he's like, Weene, it's me, and stuff like that. And then she starts to have a memory of when she first cut Belle's hand, and she starts to actually remember Belle. The point, they actually start to connect on a bit. And the other people are like, what the hell is this dude doing? And stuff like that. Now, Dix, he ends up attacking Belle again because he can't take it, because he's like, dude, I'm sick of your crap and stuff like that. And essentially, the reason why Dix did all this is to show Belle, listen, she's still a crazy animal like all the other monsters in the dungeon. Kill her, and stuff like that. And we know Belle's whole arc is that he sees the monsters, these talking intelligent beings, the Xenos members, as honestly like human people like they are, and stuff like that. So then what happens next is, Belle kind of says to Dix, like, listen, it don't matter. I'm to protect humans and monsters because they're just like us. And in the meantime, he also cuts off the dagger part of his staff and stuff like that. And also at the same time, Lid actually comes back to his senses. He's still under the Dix's curse, but he's fighting the urge against the curse. And he's like, after I heard those words, it only made me want to fight for what is right and stuff like that. So Lid comes back to his senses, and him and Belle tag team against Dix, and Belle gives a much needed reassuring punch to Dix, but Dix ends up still being conscious. This time he lets go of the curse, because before that you see that the cursed purple eye effect is off of him, only to realize, well, guess what? Dix kind of turned off the curse himself, as Fells mentions, and stuff like that. Now, what he does next is he's like, yeah, let me break this crystal. But then he's like, I was going to give it to you anyways. So he throws it off to the side. Belle goes to retrieve the crystal so it doesn't break on the ground or something. And the next thing you know, Dix uses his curse powers on Weene to make her go insane, essentially. And she's seeing all these, images of Belle around. He opens up this gateway, and she falls where she sees the image of Belle. And she goes through the gateway, and he's essentially like, oh yeah, that passageway, that kind of leads to Orario. So we're gonna see what you do now. So are you a hypocrite, or are you gonna be like what adventurers should do? And which leads into the last scene here and stuff like that. Now, after Belle kind of follows her, Lid says he wants to go to the surface to help out Belle and save Weene after everything Belle's done for them. Gross and Ray eventually join. Now, Fells heals Belle and stuff like that. Now, Dix's right-hand man, he actually got his face slit open. I thought he would have got cut in half, but no, he's still alive. It's like he's holding his face together, or holding the blood in there and stuff. Now, he's apparently still looking for Dix. Dix also got away as well, so we don't know where Dix is at, and I have a feeling I don't know what that guy's going to do. All that guy said is, I hate monsters and I ain't gonna forgive them. So could this be hints for maybe, potentially him being a future antagonist in a future season. I guess we'll have to find out where that goes and stuff like that. Anyways, the Hestia Familiar are on Daedalus Street after the information they all heard and stuff like that stuff, and they eventually see the crazed Ween going crazy. And Haruhime is like, no, that ain't just some regular monster. That's Ween. Now, Ween actually sees them all, and before she goes in to attack Haruhime, Belle comes in the nick of time to save her and stuff like that. Now, Belle's is like, I gotta put this crystal on her to quell her and stuff like that. But then, before he tries to make an attack and tries to do that, a spear hits Ween in the shoulder, only to be revealed that it was Isis Familiar, or the Loki Familiar, that essentially attacked Ween. Now, the other Hestia Familiar members are shocked that the Loki Familiar got there that fast. And you see, not everybody of the Loki Familiar, but you see the main members, like that wolf-looking guy, some of the other members that have, hit on Belle. And, Belle looks up and even sees Ice and stuff like that, and he's shocked. And at the end, you also see the other people in the background seeing, like, what's going on, and obviously focused on the perspective of Belle now. And you just have Belle just inner monologuing, and he's giving that anime insane type of crazy look where he's like, and he's sweating and stuff like that, and he's just hearing the words that Dix was calling him, like you hypocrite and stuff like that. And the way the episode ends off in a very, and I mean very crazy cliffhanger way is Belle starts walking, stands in front of Ween, and puts his hands up in an effort to protect her. And you have Ikelos, who's watching this whole thing event on top of the building where Hermes is at. And he's like, what the hell is this guy doing? Is he stupid? And then you just have Hermes in the background just say, Belle, you really are a fool. And that's when the episode ends off with everybody freaking shocked that Belle is standing in front of a monster, trying to protect it. And God, this was one of the things Lily foretold and said, hey, if the people find out, we are going to be ostracized. Well, the Hestia Familiar is not exactly ostracized. Belle is going to be maybe the one that's ostracized. And when you have in the next episode saying the title, legit, Belle the Fool. Oh my God, I don't even know what's going to happen. Definitely people who are watching the surroundings are going to be like, what the hell are you doing, you idiot? There's a monster, kill it. Again, the opening kind of hints at the whole fact that it seems like Ice will confront Belle on his stance, and I have no clue where this is gonna be fucking going. I have no clue anymore. The title of this thumbnail, the title of this video definitely is, like I said, Belle might have made the worst decision possible. And yeah, so I don't know how this is going to be resolved. I don't know how the people will ever forgive him. He might be the laughingstock of Aurario if he gets out of this. He might be ostracized, and he might definitely be judged for his stances of what's going on. So it's going to be interesting to see what is going to happen now. So that was a really good freaking episode, and I can't wait to see what happens next. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. If you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's Danmachi episode review. As well as hit that subscribe button to get more Danmachi content. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. And to you fellow members who are trying to get a hold of a PS5, I know it's gonna be hard, but we'll somehow get a hold of it. Oh my goodness, I'm just praying that I get it near Black Friday, so, oh man. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. So till then, guys, it's me, Cameron15, and I'm signing out. Peace.